Atochin chitab Kalenjin eng ketesiet noton neichome nebo Kass TV kakituiye tuan eng ketesiet nebo Kass TV ng'alen kotinye ak banatai nebo emet mising ko polatet kainenyin ko Shadrack Mutai itagat emetab raini kende kelchin mising eng ng'alek akobo chamait noton nebo Thinking Action Party noton ko GTAP kenai kole tos teletab chamait noton ko ne tos ng'o kandoik konai nemuch komwa icheket kebendi tai en polatet nemiten en emet kotinygei noton ketindoi ex director noton nebo chamait noton nebo Green Thinking Action Party noton nebo GTAP noton ko Kithyaka komwoe kole tos ne tilet noton nebo chama kebendi tai ako tos une eng ngalekab grassroots tos une kebendi kechopchingei lewenisiet nenyone bwat ile tarikit 10 arawet noton nebo 8 tungo kasitab oeng ko betut nekilewenisie en emetab Kenya kelewen president nelel tos ne kit neketokyingei tos lene chamait noton nebo Green Thinking Action Party. Karibu sana bwana Kithyaka katika studio yetu ili tuweze kutuelezea mpaka sasa chama kiko vipi.
Asante sana Bwana Mutai. Asante sana kuniita hapa Kass TV. Chama tuko imara kabisa. What we've done as a party is we have done a lot of grassroots mobilization, and mainly the main cause of the party was environmental issues. Actually, when we started the party 6-7 years ago, we've been very active in the last 20 years. There are a lot of environmental issues, planting trees and growing trees, and also environmental policies in the country.
Okay.
And we realized that the only problem that we are facing is that the implementation of these policies can only be made possible if we are able to be in government or we are able to have representation within government. Hence, we formed the Green Thinking Action Party, where we are saying let's think green and also be able to action green issues. So that's when we started Green Thinking Action Party. We are on our 7th year of registration. We're a fully registered party, and hence we've been able to participate in the last election 2002. We're able to get MCAs across different parts of the country.
Where?
We have in Moda, in Kitui, and then we also had almost 112 aspirants around the country.
Okay.
And that also gave us a good number that we were able to get enough total votes that were voted towards GTAP candidates, and we were able to go to the political party funds. So we are one of the top 40 out of the 90 parties then. We also emerged out of the top 40s that are able to get the registration, the political party fund. So we were happy with what the performance being the first time. And this time we're also fielding more candidates. We may not field maybe for presidential, but we're fielding everything down from governors around the country all the way to the MCAs.
Okay.
We are now represented in 25 countries physically, 25 counties. Yes. Physically. We have offices in 25 counties, but we also have satellite offices in the other 22 counties. We are represented around the country from the northeastern, eastern coast, all the way to Rift Valley to northeastern, to Nyanza, western, eastern, and also central. Okay. And also Nairobi. Okay. So we have county reps, regional reps who represent those 7 former provisional administrations. But in those provisional administrations, we also have now county reps in 25 different counties, all the way up to Marsabit. Okay. So what we've done is that we have started our recruitment of aspirants and also our membership drive. And so what I'm urging Kenyans, those who are interested in joining the party, so that we can be able to think green and also be able to action green matters, just to go to *509# and be able to register as a GTAP member. Okay. We also will be looking for aspirants. For aspirants, we're asking them to go to our website. Our website is www.thegtap.go.org. So it's the GTAP.org. That is our website, and there you can be able to find how to register as an aspirant. We are looking for aspirants in different areas of elective seats, and we'll be expecting to be able to vet them in the next 2-3 months, and then be able to give them a go-ahead to stand with the party. Okay. We are hoping this time that we can be able to get representation in all the counties, because if we look at the environmental issues that are in this country, we need representation all the way from the Senate to the National Assembly and also to the county assemblies. So in a nutshell, I, as the executive director of the Green Thinking Action Party, I'm appealing to Kenyans who are watching us today to be able just to join the party and be able to make a difference in our environmental policies in this country.
Okay. Maybe you can share with us who are the leadership of the party.
The leadership of the party leader is Dr. Isaac Loa Green, who's an environmentalist, well-known, renowned environmentalist in the world and also in Africa and Kenya in particular. And we have our chairman. Our chairman is Okech. Is a young man. He's a chairman, youthful chairman. Actually, we have Gen Zs all around because we have James Okech as our chairman. Our vice chair is a lady called Florence. Florence is from Kirinyaga. We have our treasurer. Treasurer is called Kiplimo. Kiplimo is from Rift Valley. We have our general secretary, who's from Nyanza also. He's called Harrison. And then myself as executive director and other positions which we've carried within the party.
So you can say the party has a national outlook?
It has a national outlook, and mainly the 90 or 80% of the people there are Gen Zs, people, youthful people. And then we are also one of the few or only party that has an alternative cabinet. We've also formed cabinets, cabinet ministers, so we have cabinet secretaries for different departments. We have a cabinet secretary for health, one for agriculture, one for roads, one for infrastructure and different things. And now those cabinet secretaries, their work is to look at what areas which affect environmental impacts within their departments, and they report them back to the executive, and then we are able to implement them through various ways. Okay. As we speak now, we also have lawyers that work with us, environmental lawyers who actually have helped us be able to get cases of environmental issues to the environmental court. So we are working very closely with the courts to be able to push for environmental issues. Because what is happening in this country, if you look at it, is we have a lot of issues to do with environmental impact. But the problem is that a lot of parties have made the environmental departments or the section as a small section within their parties. Hence, we decided to make it the main thing. And the main thing is for us to be able to do an environmental change for the country through policy and also action. Also be able to have food security, be able to get water, and also to be able to get the youth into employment and hence be able to get incomes and better livelihoods in the home states. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody may ask, what went wrong that at the moment you're only having one MCA? Have you not been filling the elective positions?
Yeah, we only got one MCA that time is because that was our first time we had even actually contested. We were actually 9 months from the registration. One and a half years from the registration. So when we got the MCAs, a lot of the people who contested came number 2 and 3. So one, we were not very known. People didn't know about environmental parties. And this is the first time now we are coming with parties of ideologies. Before we were having just a party. And you have a lot of noise and people just go in. This time we are looking for people who actually can come and talk about the environmental ideology into the government. So we thank God that we were able to get one MCA in Kitui, but the rest we got number 2 3s, and which, as I told you, we were able to get numbers that were able to give us the political parties funding for the last 5 years.
Okay, so at the moment you're pushing to have the grassroots appearance and grassroots support.
Now, with the help of our representatives from the counties, wards, and also to the region, we have now started pushing for representation around everywhere. So we are hoping that this time we'll be able to get people who can be able to help us get more seats. The only thing that we are looking at, which is also going to be a very active thing, is to see how best these MCAs, the MPs, the senators, the governors can be able to come up with the environmental projects that can be able to appeal to the people. Because when you look at Kenyans, we're used to the political scenery where people just go to Albaraza, make noise, and you like them for how they talk, but at the end of the day, maybe they have no impact in terms of development. Would like to be able to enter with an environmental development program, which will be able to tally with what we are talking in terms of our strategic plan for the next 10 years. Our strategic plan for the 10 years is to be able to emerge as a party that can influence policy, not only within the counties nationally, but also internationally. So those are the things that we're looking at, to be able to get those kind of people who are environmental driven people and who can be able to be honest to the people and be able to develop and be able to bring back their people back from where they have been
Okay.
suffering. Yeah.
Look at some of the feedback you're getting from Facebook. Some people are arguing that small political parties are becoming a bit irrelevant, and what makes GTAP maybe different this time around, because they are seeing a lot of merging of political parties. What makes people feel like GTAP should be the way forward and the party they should join?
Okay, I don't think political parties are becoming irrelevant. I think it's just that there's a
small
lot of
political
registration.
parties,
There are a lot of. We are not small. Actually, we are all equal in terms of numbers.
Membership
and everything, even registration process, we go through the same. So it's not in the small. Small would be in terms of maybe membership.
Yes.
And when we say the membership is small, we are being compared with parties that have actually ruled, one,
Yes.
or two who have
stayed for
a longer time,
yes.
and three, people who have more money. Running a political party needs a lot of finances, and hence you'll find a lot of people who have heavy muscle will be able to acquire more noise and be able to get more membership. But what I'm saying, the difference between our party and many other parties is we are in an ideology of changing the country through greening the country and environmental impact. So that is what we're going to. So people who want to be able to change this country with impact and be able to have truthful party leaders and truthful leaders who can be able to actually achieve in the next 3 to 5 years with an impactful an impact in terms of environmental change, I think this is the party to be in.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Quite a number of questions here coming, but somebody's asking, how transparent is GTAP in the management of its finances and other resources? Because the issue of finance in the party has been an issue. Not with GTAP, but other parties.
With other parties.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have a very open policy in our party. We have 4 kind of areas of management. We have now the areas where we have the reps, the county reps who manage the grassroots. Then they report to now the secretariat, which I head. From the secretariat, we have ahead of us, we have the NEC. At the NEC, from there we have an NDC. So through those processes, all approving of finances are approved from the grassroots all the way to the NDC. Yes.
Okay. Quite a number of questions here, but I think some of them you have managed to answer. Which one is this? What is GTAP strategy for the 2027 general election? What's your plan?
Our plan for the 2027 election is, one, to be able to get as many seats as possible from the MCA seats all the way to the governor seats. So we are opening up the floor for as many aspirants as possible to join the party and be able to come and just help us with the agenda of being able to change this country in terms of greening the country and in terms of environmental impact, as I mentioned. If you look at, like, for example, one of our major strengths is the planting or the growing of trees. And if you look at the impact of the environmental problems we are facing in this country, in the next 2 to 3 months, we have El Nino coming. And it's something that actually even the government is preparing about the El Nino. But when you look at it from where we sit, I think we should be more prepared to be able to reserve the water as opposed to waiting for the water to destroy for us to be able to pay or be able to manage the disaster. And as a party, what we are saying is that we are advocating to see whether people at this time can be able to do more dams so that as the water comes, we can be able to preserve the water for be able to have food security in the future. Because if we don't do that, then the water will just come, bring disaster, and out of the disaster, we'll be able to have a drought which will be able to affect the livelihoods of people. So for us, our approach is totally different. Is let us be more proactive than being reactive.
Okay.
Now that we know that the El Nino is coming, now that we know we need to plant trees, now that we know that we have to protect our rivers, protect our trees. And so that's what we're saying. We want a focus from being reactive to being proactive in terms of environmental issues.
Somebody may ask, why are you not filing a presidential candidate this time around?
One, because maybe we're not ready for a presidential campaign. A presidential campaign needs a lot of money. As you saw in the papers the other day, I think they have put a ceiling of 4 to 6 billion. I don't think we have that kind of money. Number two, I think it will be important for us to be able first to enter in the levels of the county assemblies, the national government. Then from there, we can be able to see our strengths in terms of our people and be able to go for maybe a presidential candidate in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be working with the normally called like-minded parties.
Like-minded parties, and also we are also looking at it in terms of saying that we are not fighting for a position at the top. We are fighting for the grassroots development and grassroots empowerment. That's what we're looking at. So for us, maybe the presidential seat may not be what we're looking for now, but in future, I would say that we'll be able to have a green president in future. Yes.
Okay. Maybe you can give us your personal maybe view on this. Are the current political alliance based on ideologies or policy or simply on political interest?
What, our party or just general?
Just your party, maybe, for instance.
Okay, ours is on ideologies. Our parties, any collaboration or anything we shall be involved in will be out of purely on ideology. It may not be about interest, because what we're looking for is not, we're looking for money to go to government to make money. We're going to want to go into government to be able to make a change, and especially in the area of environment. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Tap calling chin imbe tabrain ge mita nagjo Kithyaka inendet ko Executive Director noton nebo Green Thinking Action Party noton nebo GTAP kamugul halage ngondwek chebo chama inoton koboto kalwa Green ke Mr. Peter Braini testai yaku tebutik en oret noton nebo WhatsApp kobaten amache kenyorunen nguni amache kebe komosta nebo Kericho kenyorun Robert Yele nemiten en komosatan sikoibwech ak kasole miten ak alak en ngondwek missing alet noton netokyingei anan kale kakomongei alak en meng'ik chekakoboto kandoik en county nebo Kericho ak komach serikalitab county nebo Kericho koboto noton nebo national government koitien en chokyinet asikeistoenge missing ko strike nekotestai kosuldaen konyoik cheboto strike en komosaton. Mongot koredi anan akot komukoksei en nguni kenyorun Robert Yele sikomuch kokon ng'alet noton nebo MCA noton nebo komosta nebo county nebo Kericho. Inendet ko MCA Eric Bet namwa kong'olchitab logoiwek kotiengei ak strike noton testai kosuldaen konyoik. Mongot koredi anan akot komukoksei en nguni kenyorun Robert Yele. Okay, sawa. Ngomalo kebendi kenyo Robert Yele asikomwoe kotinygei ng'alalet noton nebo MCA nemoche kiit let strike noton kokotestai keborionji en komosta noton nebo county nebo Kericho ole mwaat kele kotestai keker akot sipitalit nebo Kericho kotinygei ak strike noton. Akot kunotestai tuan en kibagenge ak Joe Kithyaka, inendet ko Executive Director en Green Thinking Action Party, chamait noton nebo GTAP, chamait nebeljingei komuch kerib itonwek choton chebo emet. Okay, sawa. Kakilionin nguni komuch kenyorun Robert Yele en komosta nebo Kericho miten MCA noton nebo Kapchebor Eric komwoe kole tos ne tiletab MCA inoton en ng'alekab konyoiset en county nebo Kericho. Kotinyoru Robert Yele imwoe chile ne ng'alet nekamuch konin bitab raini MCA inoton.
So what we are saying, in summary, we want to see the services coming back to the referral hospital immediately. And if it is not like yesterday, we will still come back here to demonstrate and tell the people that it is a high time we tell the world that Kericho Referral Hospital is here to operate.
Want to go live? Bas, kaine nyun ko Daktari Eric Bet Watchman, MCA nebo Kapchebor Ward, ako hospitalit ab referral ko miten ward nyun. So raini ko mi hospitalit reyu en ngalekab acheken ole testane kongeten kobit strike nebo doctors. Ko enamut ko kimiten ak governor, ko kimiten ak CEO nebo health, ako kamwa kolenjon en kakonam kowe kora takitariek nikure nurses. So kanyo subui raini nya acheken ak confirm ko kakonam kobwa. So ameche amwa kityo ole in kichenge kerichek chebo hospitali kele kilionen amun yan kabit ngalek cheuchu kole ketebe kele kiyoe ne. Komache amwa ole kityo kababaitu amkan ait hospitali akere boisie olimbo labe ak olimbo CT scan komi takitari komie kotestai komie. Kobaten kityany oliebe na wardishek ak olan tugul momiten chi amu momiten nurses. Nurses kobo maana en hospitali. Ko itom kobwa tugul koroger agenge en recho kakoba kidogo kidogo ak ole ango kikochi barwet amut kelenji kowe kasit. Amuche asom alenji takitari nurses choket alenji tafadhalini obwan otoret biik kyok. Ngalekwak tugul chango tiny chon kimuch keyai ko kikonto nebo Kericho. Ko karamwa ale kwa MCA nechomok, kwa MCA nekere ngalekab hospitali komie, amuche alenji ngalekwak kiyoe en Kericho County. Kitebotosi ak keker kele omoche keyoiwok ne amun bo maana sobet, bo maana chametab kei en chi tugul. Ko makimoche ot kemwa kele ne, kimoche kemwa kityo kele obwan kaikai, obwan koron hospitali sorun biik kyok. Ko ngalek keng'ololi konyokse biik kyok. Komuche asom inei kwa kipsikisindet nebo kaa ole tafadhali kusema our nurses kele owegen kole doctors ak CEOs chobot koyai kasit lakini moboisie cheke momiten access. So moche asomin alenji changarobwan kongoi missing koroker agenge en chekabwa yu kimwa kongoi choto mite gaa kisome owege otoret biik en sipitali reitoni kolyon CEO nebo health miten access cho mit contract terms chon kokisire en contract kokisom kelenji owegen koron otorete koron a ng'alekwok cho mengech ak cho echen amu ng'alekwok ko chang kot missing okisom kityo kele nging'ololi ko otoretech onyoiwech wagonjwa sikobit kesopchi kibagenge tugul. Kwa nibuch inei komoche amwa ale kit nekiyoe en county nebo Kericho kot ko MCAs kochobot akur MCAs wenzangu kwa ketobote ak kekonon tuguk chemokyinigei kobun county nebo Kericho. Ko somet kityo nosome ale kityo tafadhalini osorwech kakenyolilye bikyok. Bikyok koseretos kabisa ako kaker ale kakurso nei asom ale kakini wakat chekimwoe ine kele kakoik kawendo noni otorete bikyok. Nurses lo miten tafadhalini obwan osorun biikab gaa ak ng'alekwok ketobot ak ng'alal tugul kibagenge. So kosom ko ak kiongozi nikilewen ale tafadhali obwan koyan kokurok kele weken kasit ak kotoret biikab Kericho. Kongoi missing. Netai koron komakiyoe ko MCAs echeken. Kimoche ngunon Council of Governors. Tabu nemiten nebo nurses strike ko national koron mobo Kericho inegen. So kemoche koron kong'et kimoche ngunon Council of Governors ak Ministry nebo Health koteken the first stage koketech komie amu ng'alechu ko chang kot missing mokimuche en MCAs echeken. Okisom kityo kele barak yun koketech komie. Ko chemengech en yu chombo MCAs ketore ko echeken. Asome ale barak yun koket komie koron. Ye nebo ng'ony ireyu ketore ak echek MCAs. Services cheboisien yu kityo ko nebo labit ak nebo CT scan ak kinyoru koboisie. Ak X-ray ko ng'alekab wardishek ko moboisie ak health records kora koboisie kora. Boisie ng'alekab health records department koboisie lakini moboisie ng'alekab wardishek moboisie ICU moboisie because moche yoto kora nurses cheboisie loton. So ko noton amune kakeker kele ndakilegei bichu polepole kabwa raini komire koron kachang'a nurses chon ko koron komara ko ain ko alia ko kakobit kowalak emet lakini mako missing ireyu kaburkit kirot ile kakotogot kele mi sobet ireyu ko ngebwone ain ko kiya kasit lakini nguni tikere ile miten akot mikere komosimbo records ile kakonam ot ko kechekenchi biik ng'alekab SHA koboisie komie ko maa missing kisome kityo kele kotakobwa kundoni ak komong en gaa ak kotoretech en Ilep Kericho County amu kimoche kosopcho bikyok. Kongoi.
En konutikchuk kekonon Richard Mutai en chairman bunge la manene nebo Kericho. Non aib kasari kora awekyi kongoi en MCA nenyon nebo Kipchebor ward noton ko Watchman. Ndamun kokonyor kabwatutiet netinye raia akobo ng'alekab sipitali ni Kericho. Amwoe kongoi ak kemwoe kekonu kurset koityi viongozi tugul chebo Kericho. Kelen onamgei eun chitugul omete ng'alekab siasa. Siasa kobwone kobendi lakini yon kawet sobetab chito kwendi konyil agenge ak kabisa nemotogu. Kokikere kan kemi ro kiwit akot mheshimiwa. Kamiten mama nekakimutu en ireyu nekikakisirchi kele konyo raini lakini kan koitu komamiten sobesa ako kakiwekta ako matinye kiy katari kan aker en karit. So kesome nurses yo miten kaikai o bikyok otoretech en Kericho ni obwan otoret bikyok ndamun raini ko miondo ko nenyun ko koron kobo ng'o neng'ung anan kobo lakwet anan kobo chito age. So kaikai obwan orichumen kasini tute governor nebo Kericho nan kesomin mheshimiwa kikonin kura en Kericho en chamet nekibo barak. Yon miten ng'alek cheu chechu ongemete ng'alekab toyoshek ongemete ng'alek chekilenen miten biik cheyoe demonstration chekakilipan. Among'u ale betab raini komiten watchman reu tom kokonech kiy. Kakibwone kityo ketetendi raia kemwochini kelechini viongozi tugul chemiten Kericho yon kabit problem ongesolven as a problem kou yeu ako masolveni chito agenge makikoni a blame nguni chito agenge neu governor inegen. Blame kobo biik tugul komiten included MCA nekemiten yu tugul kemwochini kelechini kingotesetai ng'alechu tugul ko kiumiono ako ne kit nekioyai lakini komi raini watchman kakonyo asikobit koriryo ak raia akomwoe kolen asikomamiten kokikwai 1 2 3 kemoche viongozi obwan omwochi raia olenji koyai ne asikobit kotoret bikyok. Ndamun kikere kele ngeba nguni biik en private hospitals. Kekere kit neu en private hospital. Rabishek ketebe rabishek chechang chebo kwang'ut. Ko Jumapili kokimiten uyan keyoe mchango. Chito nekachut ko yon miten nguni ireu en services kemwoe kongoi. So otoretech nurses. Obwan kabisa otoretech en Kericho. Noton nekesome. Kale kelne. Osiko daktari.
Konamgei ak anniversary nekomiamu nekoking'ololen akobo health nekonyolu ke-celebrate ni ko kamache alenjok en biikab Kericho, en meng'ikab Kericho County ko komokomi celebration nekotesetai. Yani mi biik kyok en oret nemi en kaiweisiet amu mami konyoiset. Sipitalit ne agenge nekikuren referral hospital ko kokerat arawechu koche tugul, kikakeker arawek 3, kikiyai renovation arawek 4, amut kokeker nekit arawek 2. En ngunon keng'ololi ko maki agenge biikab Kericho en chuwoe celebration konamgei ak ng'alekab health en dunia mzima. Kimi kerirtosi kemoneni biik chekikobek chemanyor services en sipitali ninyonet. Ngunon keng'ololi kekose kityo stories kele kakile kikeyonjine agreement nebo takitariek ak serikalitab county anan serikalit nebo national government. Ne en choto ko tomo kobois kit age tugul. Makikere daktariek choto miten, tomo kotoi kasinywan, biik ko tokomiondos, ikose kele mi biik cheitu ak kobendi. Referral hospital kun en Kericho ko nekotou riporeni biik, lakini kamache awekyi kongoi biikab security chebo referral hospital, biik chekuren cleaners chebo referral hospital. Kasit neyoe bichu ko kasit nebo maana, tilil olito ako secure, lakini mami konyoiset. So en somenyun andaimukaksei kitrainen security chuton bo Kericho nitoni, ndaimukaksei kitrainen kora cleaners koyai ng'alekab minimal nursing asikobit kotoret biik kyok, amu mami dakitariek amamiten nurses, ko biik chenyoru abakora bichu ko bichu eb security. So kamache awekyi kongoi bwana MCA nekebwat inyon inyoikerchigei kit netesetai sipitalit nemiten en warding'ung. Lakini kamache amwaun kora ale otobatosi en county reyun ak chairman nebo health nebo sipitalini eb Kericho ne noto ko MCA mwenzako. Kele kotobatosi amut ak CEO Dr. Cheruyot. Tomo imwoe kele kotobot ak nekile CEC noto ko Dr. Ekwam. Ng'wany tom mieno en borioni tugul. Anan mwawech kora kole boisie sipitali kui kimwawech besho kole boisie ako maboisie sipitali. So komoche amwa Dr. Rotich ale kimoche boisiet en sipitali nebo Kericho en chokchinet. Kakasin bwana MCA ak bichu alak some kole kisome daktariek, makisome biik chenyolu komi kasisiekchwak. We demand their services because they are paid for it. Yani kimoche koba kasisiekchwak amun kilipani bichoto. Ndanyowae raini kingen kele finally kelipani bichoto. So anendet ko lazima konyo chitugul nekikesir nebo county, ngot ko ii daktari, ngot ko ii nurse, ngot ko ii ng'o, konyolu imi sipitali asikobit ong'ololi ng'alechon osaru biik korok.
Yeah. Misa. Okay, kongoi kabisa. Kainutik kigurana Mutai Josphat, Vice Chair bunge la wananchi. Kongoi amun kakebwan koboto mheshimiwa nenyonet nebo Kipchebor Ward ako kayai nemie amun kanyekerchi kokinye.
Noto ng'alek kotiengei ak strike nemiten en county nebo Kericho nebo nurses chemwoe kole moe kosi magutikwak asikewek boisiet komwa akichek kandoik kole achobin ng'alalet en kwenutab konyoik ak serikalit nebo county nebo Kericho asikomuch kenyor walutiet noton nebo kipchulia. Kunoton en studio kemiten ak Joe Kithyaka, inendet ko executive director en chamait noton nebo Green Thinking Action Party GTAP. Karibu sana, tukimalizia tu as you're winding up, bwana Joe Kithyaka, what do you feel as the party, GTAP party, in terms of the current condition, the political condition in the country?
From where we sit, and we look at the mood of the political scene in the country, I think there's intolerance, which is very, very risky for this country. And the intolerance is what is bringing a lot of these wars and also these hate speeches and all this happening every different day and every weekend. And our stand is that people need to be more tolerant with each other. I think that needs to be worked on, because we are now putting in a lot of energy and time in trying to bring hate within people, and that hatred would be able to become a big problem in the election 2027. So my appeal is just to all people, all the players, let's just look at each other's ideologies and respect their ideologies, and just be able to campaign in a peaceful way, that we can be able to get the right leaders, as opposed to getting leaders that have been forced down our throat simply because of the war or fear that people may be able to get. So you'll find that a lot of things that are happening in the country, and I want to recommend and also request the NCIC, they need to be more vigilant about who is speaking what, and be able to bring these people to book. Because some of these people who are now really talking hate to each other, if we continue like this, then they will bring a lot of idleness within the young people to be able to fight within each other. And that's what we want to avoid as a country.
Do you think NCIC is doing enough at the moment?
NCIC, compared with what it was before it was a bit toothless. This time it looks it's able to summon. But whether the politicians actually respect the summons is what we are seeing. That is not what is happening.
But some people feel like it ends with the summons.
It's because the politicians don't respect the summons, and that's why we're having a problem. And it's the same thing that we've been having in the courts. A lot of time the court could pass something, but people don't respect the courts, and then you go against the court. So I think Kenyans need to learn to respect authority, and also to learn to be able to respect the authoritative institutions that we have put in place, because we've given them mandate to be able to do what they're doing. And once they do it, then we look down on them and disrespect it. And that's why we're not seeing anything beyond the summons, because all the politicians are feeling I'm being targeted, I don't think I said this, and that is what I'm saying. They need to have more teeth and be able to be more independent in the way they are handling these things.
Okay, suppose they work with other institutions like IBC, so that somebody may not vibe. You have just been questioned because of some of the statement you made. Suppose they work with the IBC, then maybe some steps can be taken. You don't have to vie because maybe what you said.
Okay, when you go back to chapter 6 of the Constitution, some of these things is what should be able to be implemented. Chapter 6 talks about integrity, and integrity is all about how best have you carried yourself, or how best are you as a leader to become a leader to others. And when you look at IBC also needs to be given more power to be able to stop someone from contesting. Apart from the Justice Chapter 6, which normally they ask for your income tax, your police good conduct and all that, we should go a step further and be able to give them permission to be able to stop an election or get someone off an election if he starts causing tension within an election process. Okay. Because we are seeing deaths, and it's very early for us to see deaths even before the campaigns have started. And we're just looking at it and saying, how will it be when now the real campaign starts, 90 days or 100 days before the elections? How bad will it be? And one thing which politicians are also doing wrong is they're taking advantage of the desperate youth that we have. So when you give a youth 500 or 1,000 just to go and cause chaos, he feels like he's earned something for that day. Yet he doesn't know he's distracting the system of political process for the future that they are expecting to have a change in. So I think also we need to have a lot of civic education where the youth understand that they're being misused by politicians, one. Number two, that's not the only kind of income that they can be able to earn. And that's why even we as GTAP, we've been talking about the green economy. And the green economy is what we are saying. We want to encourage youth to be able to join the party or join a movement of planting trees and be able to earn money from either selling seedlings, planting the trees, and also from carbon credits. So I'm looking at looking at ways to encourage and also educate the youth that there are other ways of making income as opposed to just becoming goons for the politicians who just use them for the period and dump them after the elections. Because what you look at this country is that unfortunately we are a political country that every time after an election we immediately go to the next election the day after. So we never have time to do development, we never have time to increase our economy because we're just looking at who's the next president, who's going to be in power in the next election, instead of looking at how do we help the next generation. We're not looking at our generational growth in politics, but looking at who will be the next political seat holder in the next elections. That's why you find we finish an election today and immediately after, people start fighting, people start campaigning for the next election. Hence, we lose a lot of time before we get the right leaders and we get development to the country.
Okay. Somebody's saying, kindly ask Joe Kithyaka the party position on the major national issues affecting Kenya today. What is your position as a party?
Okay, as a party, one of the positions we've taken is we don't protect environmental degradation. That's one thing I think as a party I can say here we don't protect. And that's why, even as I told you earlier, we have number of petitions in the courts protecting the citizens against environmental degradation and also environmental misactions.
Yes.
Yeah, so you would find that that we are not here to just be heard, but also for us in our actions that we see that we are able to push things to a level that we can be able to stop some of these things that are messing up our environment.
Okay. Yeah. Going forward, maybe your issue in terms of somebody's asking what should be the biggest issue driving the 2027 election: cost of living, unemployment is there, corruption, governance, or development. What do you think is your advice on the people as you go to the next election?
I think as we go to the next elections, Kenyans need to look at where are we now. And where we are now is we're in a very bad economic situation. I think that's the first thing that wakes up all Kenyans as they go. Second thing that I look at is that Kenyans need to be prepared in terms of getting their votes, getting registered, and being ready to go vote and protect their vote, because that's where they will be able to get the right leaders. Number 4 or 3, they should be able to see what do they want leaders to do for them, because I don't think Kenyans have actually understood why do they elect leaders, because I think leaders just come, give us a whole drama between the elections, and we just elect whoever we elect. And when we finish electing, we realize we made mistakes. So we need to be able to see what are we looking for a leader for, number 1. Number 2, what kind of leader do we want to take us to the next level? And number 3, how accountable are our leaders and how we making them accountable to what they promised.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we wind up, there's something I want to ask you. Somebody's asking these questions, a bit difficult one. If GTAP fails to make a significant impact in 2027, who should take responsibility? The leadership, the party strategy, or the voters?
If we don't make impact in the next election,
who is to blame?
I would blame all, because maybe maybe our strategy has not reached the electorate, so they could not be able to embrace us. And also, the other one would be that maybe our strategy would be wrong. So it will be important for us to go back to the drawing board and be able to re-strategize and see what is it that we need to change to be able to make an impact in the next 2032. But we're very confident that this election we shall make an impact, and more so with the kind of penetration down to the grassroots that we have done so far.
Okay. Sir, maybe your final comments.
My final comments is welcome to the Green Thinking Action Party. As I mentioned when we started, that just go to *509# for you to be able to register as a member. I also request that those who are looking for tickets to contest in the next election as aspirants in any of the seats that will be ahead of us, which are MCA, Member of Parliament, women reps, senators, governors, kindly go onto our website www.thegtap.org and register as an aspirant. We'll be able to communicate with you and be able to see how best we can be able to work together for the betterment of this country. But all I would like to say is that let us think green and let us act green. Let us get out and plant and grow as many trees as possible as we get nearer to these rains that are coming in the next few months. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Joe Kithyaka, Executive Director, Green Thinking Action Party, GTAP. Umsalimie Mr. Kalwa.
Yes, I will.
That's the party leader, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. GTAP kwa lenchin inaerat ko Joe Kithyaka kano idet natin na wachama nebo Green Thinking Action Party. Ibat lista isi bilo gabi met karache twitch en bit tabraini ko mait kiwa mnatutet so metwa ige kiweksi en komalo.